Hey everybody, Captain Silvertooth here from Infographic News for Kids. Today is Thursday, February 7th of 2019. Did you know that today's national holiday, or today's weird national holiday, is E-Day? Like the letter E? It's weird. Our mission is to inform the youth of all nations of the world being created for them to inherit. Our constitutional quote for today is the 15th Amendment of the United States Constitution, which reads, "The right of citizens of the United States to vote shall not be abridged by the United States or by any state on account of color, race, or previous condition of servitude." In my last video, I asked you guys what was the purpose of the 14th Amendment? The 14th Amendment was designed to grant citizenship to and protect the civil liberties of new emancipated slaves. And now for the news. Bum, bum, bum. This article was found on Infowars, and it's headlined, "Parents Revolt Against School Raping Children's Innocence with the LGBTQ Curriculum." Despite parental concerns, school district approves textbooks highlighting LGBTQ historical figures. Parents at the school board meeting in California fumed over the implementation of textbooks indoctrinating youngsters into the LGBTQ agenda. The Elk Grove Unified School District on Tuesday held its final meeting over whether to adopt history and social science textbooks which would highlight contributions to the history of the LGBTQ figures. Parents blasted the textbooks which would be used as an instruction-based material for grades kindergarten through 8th. So, if I lived in California and I went to this school district, my little brothers who are still in elementary school would be learning about lesbians, gays, bisexuals, transgenders, and things of that nature, which I am totally against them learning about that because I do not feel as though that is a topic that should be in school. Parents are arguing that LGBTQ issues shouldn't be taught to children at such a young age. That's what I'm saying. Quote, "I totally support inclusivity, stated one woman at the meeting, so she's all for everybody be included. But she also says, however, I do not believe it is necessary for 7- and 8-year-olds to be required to learn about bisexuality. I completely agree." A person accused the school district of corrupting young minds and said, "You are raping the innocence of our children." Another parent asked why knowing the sexual preferences of historical figures should factor into education. Quote, "If they don't need to know what your sexual preferences are, why is it relevant, or why is this information relevant for them to learn about historical figures' sexual preferences?" The school district argues that they need to adopt the new textbooks published by McGraw-Hill to replace older ones from 2007. Additionally, the textbooks will meet requirements put forth in California's SB 48, or FAIR Act, which changed the state's education code to require inclusion of the contribution of various groups in the history of California and the United States, including from lesbians, gays, bisexuals, and transgender Americans. This type of situation is kind of happening at my school. They are indoctrinating the LGBTQ agenda on us. And it is really changing the way some of us feel, the way some of us act, and it's just bad. It really is. Despite tense deliberation with parents, the school board unanimously approved the new textbooks, and they will be in the schools in the upcoming fall semester. Great. One parent said, quote, "I am speaking for the children. It's my opinion, because I am a woman of faith, that you are raping the innocence of our children. How can you come and say LGBT without the children actually asking, what is that? When a child comes home and says, hey, mommy, I have a lot of male friends, so I guess I'm gay. You are interfering with those children who are not struggling with the LGBT issues. I am not here to say that I hate these children, and I'm not here to say that I hate our LGBT community. They are our brothers and sisters. I'm here to speak up for those of us who do not want our children indoctrinated by this. This world is already over-sexualized, and there is an exposure coming out on that started a year and a half to 2 years ago." I completely agree with her. Like, I have nothing against gay people and lesbian people. It's not the people. It's just the way the schools are forcing it on us. Like, it's really bad in some places. Like my school, they have a club for it. And they didn't even ask the parents if they were okay with this, A. And B, they started putting up these posters everywhere around my school building that had all the genders and sexualities, and some of them, I didn't even know what they were. So it became a learning material because I Googled it. I Googled what is non-binary and stuff like that. So therefore it became a learning material, and parents, I feel parents should be notified about this, which in my case they were not. And it's just terrible, and I do not feel like school is the place for kids to be taught this kind of stuff at all, period. I personally feel like parents are the ones you need to go to when you have stuff like this, not school. Moving on. Ocasio Cortez failed to applaud stopping sex trafficking of girls. Kamala Harris shook her head. Alexandria Cortez failed to applaud President Trump's vow to stop sex trafficking of children during the State of the Union speech, while Kamala Harris was caught on camera shaking her head. Well, that's stupid. I guess she wants sex trafficking to continue. I don't know if I should really be saying that, but that's kind of what it seems like when you don't clap for the president when he vowed to make it stop. While wearing all white to promote women's rights, Alexandria Cortez looked sullen when Trump announced more than 1,500 statistic traffickers have been put behind bars. She didn't do anything. She wasn't like, woohoo, or clap, 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 clap. She was just, That's something I would have clapped for. I would have stood up and clapped and would have been like, yeah, stop sex trafficking. Because that's something that needs to stop. Despite virtually all of her colleagues applauding, Ocasio Cortez chose not to and only stood after a significant delay, looking bemused. The only time Ocasio removed her scowl and applauded was when she was applauding herself. That's messed up and stupid. Like, why are you not going to clap for something that's important, but yet you're going to clap for yourself? No, that's not right. This article was also found on Infowars. This article was found on Drudge Report, and we're going to start a new thing, and it's Doofus of the Day. And this woman was a doofus because she was arrested after barking at police dog, the canine unit, but it's much more than that. Doofus of the Day, Kayana, Champagne Fletcher stood outside her home late Monday barking at a police dog that was sniffing a car during a traffic stop. Her barking drew the officers' attention to her. The officers at the scene recognized that it was her and knew she was wanted on 2 warrants. So she had 2 warrants out for her arrest. Yet she's sitting there barking at a police dog, so she brought the attention to herself, and she only makes it worse from here. When officers approached her, she ran in her home and hid. Dumb. While officers waited for a search warrant to enter her house and arrest her, they continued with the traffic stop. They also found drugs in her home. Stupid. Additional charges of possession of meth, drug paraphernalia, and maintaining common nuisance and disturbing the peace. So, while she was not thinking clearly, obviously, she's barking at a police dog, knowing she has 2 warrants out for her arrest and she has drugs in her home. She's gonna bark at a dog that is with police. What sense does that make? Congratulations for making the Doofus of the Day. She's stupid. This next article was found on Breitbart, and it is headlined, Colorado teacher facing dismissal for calling Kentucky student Hitler Youth. A school district is reportedly about to dismiss a teacher after she wrote several tweets calling a Kentucky student a member of the Hitler Youth. Douglas County School District Superintendent Thomas Tucker requested that the school board should fire Mountain Ridge Middle School teacher Michelle after she wrote several tweets accusing the Kentucky student of being in the misrepresented viral video showing an encounter between Covington Catholic student Nick Sandman and Native American activist Nathan Phillips at the March for Life in Washington, D.C. Quote, I understand that many in the community have strong opinions regarding Miss Grissom, the teacher, and the circumstances giving rise to my recommendation. The district respects those opinions, however, to ensure that the process complies with Colorado while the dismissal process is going on, Douglas County School District will not provide any further comment. Grissom has the right to request a hearing before the school formalizes its decision. Quote, she finally apologized, but has refused to take down her post and my son's picture. My son was harassed and bullied. Well, of course, like not trying to be rude or anything, but when somebody's going to say something about that, of course they're going to get bullied. So my son was bullied and harassed as a result of this teacher's rush to judgment, totally abhorrent behavior, and inexcusable actions that need to have consequences, said the father in a later tweet. Well, I'm glad she apologized, and she should be fired because you technically are not supposed to say stuff about that, like that, period. Like, you shouldn't say stuff like that anyway. And B, being a teacher, you're not supposed to talk like that. I mean, yeah, you have the freedom of speech, but you shouldn't talk like that. And 3, you shouldn't talk like that on another student, especially if you don't really know what's going on. It was really messed up for her to call him Hitler and the youth of Hitler. That was pretty messed up, and I would have fired her immediately because that is really messed up. This next article was also found on Breitbart, and it is headlined, Electric scooters caused at least 1,545 U.S. injuries and deaths in 2018. Consumer Reports, also known as CR, which conducted an investigation, discovered a total of 1,545 recorded cases of electric scooters, injuries, and deaths across the United States. Quote, CR contacted 110 hospitals and 5 different agencies in 47 cities, where at least one of the 2 biggest scooter companies are, Bird or Lime, and asked how many patients they have treated for scooter-related injuries and if they have the capability to track the injuries, CR declared in the report. A total of 60 medical facilities and other entities responded to our inquiries as of January 31st of 2019, reporting 1,545 patients. About 62% say they either don't track scooter injuries or had no reports of injuries. San Francisco bans electric scooters. I mean, I can see that, but San Francisco seems to be banning everything. I mean, yes, they are very dangerous, and I have them where I live. They're everywhere. And I don't really see the point and purpose of them, honestly. I think they're quite stupid and a way for people to be even more lazy than they already are. Is it really that hard to walk or ride a bike? No, it's not. So you want to ride a scooter? San Francisco banned the scooters, which I think is a good idea and a bad idea, because it's a good idea because you're taking away the transportation and stopping the risks, but it's a bad idea because even though people should walk and should bike to get some exercise, what if they don't have the capability to do that? It's kind of sad, but it's, in my opinion, an situation for me. But like I said, San Francisco seems to be banning everything. And Newport Beach has banned electric scooters as well. Well, that's all the news I have for you guys today. Our constitutional question for today is, why is the 15th Amendment important? Our Bible verse for today is, how good and pleasant it is when God's people live together in unity. That is Psalms 133, verse 1. So it's in the book of Psalms, chapter 133, verse 1. And now for the joke of the day. Here comes Hambone the Hilarious. Here is Hambone the Hilarious with a hopefully hilarious joke.
Knock, knock.
Who's there?
Ty.
Ty who?
Tie your shit before you do it.
It's funny. That's adorable.
Would you guys like sending jokes to me, please? I like reading your guys' jokes.
He said, would you please send him some jokes, because he would really like saying your jokes. And like I said in yesterday's video, I will give a special shout out to whoever did it. And, well, he will, since he reads the jokes. But that's all I have for you guys today. I love you. Please like, comment, subscribe, share. Don't forget to leave jokes in the comments. Don't forget to leave constitutional questions. You can ask me any questions in the comments. Please like, comment, subscribe, share. I love you guys. Please stay tuned for another video. We are doing the best we can here at Infographic News for Kids to make them fun for you, but at the same time inform you, which is what this is all about. See you guys in my next video, but for now, Captain Silvertooth signing out.